and welcome back here to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin', and here in my craft room. Today we're going to look at this particular fold, and it's like a flip fold card. It flips up this way, it flips down this way, and then you have a message that you can put inside, as well as a sentiment on the outside. Just a cute, very simple, fun fold card. We're going to recreate this today, but I'm going to make it a little different than what I got going on here. This one, in case you're interested in the products that was used, I used the Poetic Expression paper, the Thoughtful Expression dies and stamp set, and I just used the sentiments and the little flower from those. I basically let the designer series paper do the work on this card. So there was very little stamping other than the two sentiments, the little flower right there. The paper really is absolutely beautiful, and I love the way this one turned out. But I want to make it using another suite, and this came about in our online exclusives that were released on the 5th of March. And we have a set called Latte Love. Everybody loves a good hot cup of coffee. It's like all the rage now. Everybody has a Starbucks cup and everybody's always sipping on their lattes. So Stampin' Up! Jumped on the bandwagon with this particular set, and I think it's a really, really cute set. You even get a French press in here, a regular coffee pot. You get some small cups, a spoon, and the coffee beans, of course, that you can stamp and cut out. And it's just a really fun little set to play with. We're going to be using some of the dies and some of the stamp set, but we're going to let the paper in this one also do the work. And the paper is called A Little Latte, and it's really a cute designer series paper. It's lots of your coffee colors. They did bring in some Calypso Coral and some, I believe that's Lost Lagoon. Yeah, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Early Espresso, and lemon, even some lemon lollies. So you can see you could get away with so many different colors. And there's a plaid piece that kind of brings all the colors together, which I think is real smart. So we're going to be using this piece right here. And this looks like, the little swirl that they put on the top of the coffee. And I thought that was really cute. We're also going to be using this piece that has the coffee splatters. We've all spilt some coffee on our desk or our paper or whatever, and it would leave a little blotch of color like that. I think that's really cute. So what we're going to do, we're going to start out with Early Espresso, and I have a card base here, and this is actually a portrait card. So it is cut at 4.25 by 11 inches. I'll get that right in a minute. 4.25 by 11. And we're going to score it at 5.5, and that makes a top full card like this. Then we're going to take our matting. We're going to need a piece that is 8.5 by 4, and we're going to score that at 3. Check 3.25. Score at 3.25. Now all of these measurements will be on my blog after the video is posted. So this is going to actually go down on here. And if you notice the other one that I made, it didn't have a flap on the back. So this is the card. I thought it would be real interesting to put all of the little flip mechanism on the front and have an actual card that raises up, and then you could put a sentiment inside or a handwritten note or whatever. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So this piece is going down, and then I have that beautiful designer series paper that's going to go in here. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. And then we're also going to need another piece that's 3 3/4 by 3. And that's going to tuck right down here in the bottom, on that bottom panel. And let's go ahead and start gluing this together. I think it all makes sense once we start doing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is put these mats down. These are inside mats for the first piece that's going to be our flip part of our card. And look, there's that beautiful other side that would be just as equally beautiful on here. but I kind of flipped it back and forth, and I really wanted to go with this. So I am going to go ahead and put some glue on this and glue it down. So just a little bit of glue. I'm being very sparing with my glue because you don't want it to warp your paper, so you don't need to put a whole lot down. And then I'm going to glue this in right here as a mat. And that looks really good. Give it a good press. You may even want to come back with a bone folder and just kind of press that glue out. Then we're going to do this piece the same way. We're going to run some glue. And then go ahead and put this down right about there. Like so. Give it a press. Like that. Now I have this little small piece, and that's that part that's going to flip in the middle. And this piece is 2.5 by 8.5. So 2.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. And on this piece, I also want a mat on it. So I'm using that little splattered piece. And this mat is 2.25 by 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Look at that beautiful Lost Lagoon on the back, which is so pretty. And I may go back and make another one using the teals and the Calypso corals. I think that would be pretty too, especially with the pecan pie or the early espresso. The dark colors really showcases your lighter colors. And I decided I wanted this palette for today. Now I have this other piece of splatter, and it's going to go right here on that front flap. And this piece is cut the same as this, so it's 3 3/4 by 3 inches. And that's going to just fit right there. So again, I'm going to take some liquid glue. I'm going to glue that on. About like that. You can see our card is starting to take shape. Now this piece is going to go in the middle, and it's going to glue down on the inside. So you need to decide exactly where you want it. And I think something like this would be perfect. Make sure I got it up high enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my liquid glue and run some glue on the back. Now you could use your Stampin' Seal, you could use your tearing tape, or you can use glue. But I'm going to use my glue because I like using glue for things like this. So I got a little bit of glue on the front of it from my finger, but that's okay. And I'm going to lay that down right about there. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that it's centered up about the same amount on both sides and top and bottom. And then you can see that's going to close like that. And we're going to reinforce these score lines to help everything lay nice and flat. So once we get all that done, we can bring over our actual card base, and we can glue this down onto the entire card base. And then we'll do a little decorating and a little stamping. And this card will come together really, really quick. And I think you'll be real pleased with the way it turns out. It's just a cute little card. And everybody loves a fun fold. And this is a nice, simple one that even a beginner crafter could easily replicate. And I like to throw things out there that's all different skill levels because, we constantly have new people that come in, and sometimes they want something that's not quite as challenging. And this would definitely be one that I think even a beginner could make. What I did is I used this punt, and I punched out a piece of just basic white, and I stamped on it using the Latte Love, the best part of my day. and I used the 2 coffee cups from the die. And what I did is I took this piece of stripe that's on the back side of the splatter, and I laid my coffee cups at an angle, and that's where I got the little angled lines on those, and I thought they were super cute like that. So we can put this down with some dimensionals if you like, and I think I would like dimensionals on those. So I'm going to grab those, and we are going to this is a quick card, and like I said, you can see I made a boo-boo on there. So I did kind of cover up my boo-boo. I turned it over and decided I was gonna restamp it because I didn't like the teal the way it looked, and I thought with the cups the pecan pie worked much better. So that is pecan pie on ink right there, and of course that's just designer series paper. So I'm going to pull off those backers, and then we're going to sit that down just like this. And I want to bring that up. I want it to be right about there. Give it a press. And now what we need to do is get another piece to go in here. And I think for that, I'm going to use some Very Vanilla. So I'm going to grab a piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to need this piece to be, I believe, 2¼ Yeah, 2¼ by 4. So let's get our trimmer out, and 2¼ turn it and cut it at 4. And then we can stamp another little sentiment on the inside of this, and maybe even some of the little coffee beans would be cute. That's going to sit in just like that. And let's do a little bit of stamping. Let's do those little coffee beans. I think they're cute, and I think they'll be really cute on the inside of our card. Yeah. All right, so I got those, and I'm trying to think if I want to put anything else. I think I don't want to overdo. I want it to be pretty, but not overdone. So I'm going to bring out my pecan pie ink, and I'm going to grab a smaller stamp block that will accommodate my little coffee beans. Ink them up, and I'm going to stamp coffee beans about 3 sets of them, just like that. Just a nice little corner edge right there. Oh, we're going to do a sentiment on the inside. So let's see what we want to do. The outside is saying the best part, you're the best part of my day. And I think I'm going to do the thanks so much. I think that would be really cute to put in there, and it's going to fit beautifully. So I'm going to put it up this way a little bit. So if you decide you want to write a message here, you'll have room. You really won't need to because we're going to have room inside, but you never know. You may want to write something here. Stamp that down. That is so cute. And now we're ready to glue that in. So again, my liquid glue. And let's go ahead and lay that down. Just like that. Give it a press. And that part of our card is done. So only thing we have left to do is our inside. So again, I'm going to grab another piece of the Very Vanilla. I may have to grab a piece because I don't see one that's large enough. So I'm going to grab a piece of Very Vanilla. And we'll cut us a net to go on the inside. So bring out my trimmer again. And I'm going to put it in on the 11-inch side and cut it at 5.5. The reason I always cut it at 5.5, that gives me another card base. And then this will give me 2 mats once they're trimmed down. So I'm going to do this one at 4. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do it at 5 1/4. So we'll take that 1/4 off at the end. And now we are ready to put something on the inside of our card. So I think what I want to do for the inside, I think I'm going to do, hello there, let's catch up. And I'm going to put the cup of coffee in one corner and then stamp one of these images inside the cup. I think that'll be really cute. So I'm going to use that for my cup. Let's put it like that. And I think I'm going to do the heart one because I love that one. So I'm going to actually stamp this. I think I'm going to do it in the Calypso Coral. It'll give it a little extra color there, and I think it'll be really pretty. You can tell I've re-inked that one. So I'm going to grab the stamp block and pick up that ring, ink it up, stamp it down like that. So pretty. Now I can put this one away and grab our pecan pie because that's what the middle of our coffee is going to look like. We're going to do that in the pecan pie. And I really think I'm going to like this done like this. I think it's just pretty. So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it like this. Love it. And there's another stamp that says this one's on me. And I think I'm going to use it and stamp it right down here. This would be a great card to give as a gift card, maybe a Starbucks gift card or whatever your favorite coffee shop is. And I think it would be absolutely perfect for that. So I'm going to leave that little stamp right there and ink it up. It's a tiny little stamp. This one's on me. And then we're going to put, hello there, let's catch up. I'm also going to do, maybe I'll do that in the Calypso Coral, just to give a little bit more color. So let's grab another block, pick that up like so. And ink. Go ahead and ink that up really good. And stamp. I love that. I think it's beautiful. I like the coloring, the putting in the little bit of extra color. And we're going to color, let's grab our Calypso Coral markers. And I'm going to use the darker one first. And I'm going to go around here. Something like that. And then I'm going to come back with the lighter one. And I'm going to kind of blend this in. And then we're going to do the handle. Isn't that pretty? That just really kind of finishes everything off. Makes it look like you've got a really pretty cup there. So now this piece is ready to put inside. So again, my liquid glue all the way around the edges. And then let's go ahead and set this down on the inside. Like so. Give it a press. And there is our card. I love it. Not done yet. I want to put some gems on it. So I am going to pull. I'm trying to decide which ones I want. I think I think I'm going to use these. These are the adhesive back swirl dots, and I think they're pretty. And they look like they've got little swirls of coffee in them. So I think these would be perfect. So let me grab my scissors. This has not been opened. So I am going to cut up my side like I always do and be able to slide them out. Choose the ones that I want to go on here. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I think I want to do one of these. Oops, I got my putty stuck to it. I got too much putty out of that. So let's get that out of our way. And let's try this again. That should work like that. And then let's do another one of these, maybe right here. Oops, got under the putty again. Let's see if we can put it on there like that. That's pretty. And I need one more, and I think I'm going to do one of these lighter colored ones because I want it to be maybe right about here. And that's so pretty. I think it turned out so cute. And the fact that we've got a lot going on with this card was all of the little flips and flops. So, we could call this a flip flop card. I love the way everything shines on it and the fact that everything moves on it. It's just a really fun card. And like I said, it's a very simple card to make. And it would not be a challenge for anyone. They're all very straight lines with hardly any um, difficult measuring. So if you struggle with measuring, this card would definitely be one that would be an easier one for you. So thanks so much for tuning in to this tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I have both of the cards here. I think they're both beautiful. They do look very different because of the way I decorated them, but it's the same principle. It is a flip card. And this one, I just gave it a little extra flip by putting it on a card base like that, rather than just one piece of a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I hope you've enjoyed it. God bless and keep you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're interested in any of the items I use, everything that I used on this card is on the online exclusives. I will have all the order numbers and everything on the PDF tutorial that is a free download for you. You can download it, print it out, or both. And that way you can save it. If you have a folder that you save card tutorials to, it's a great way to keep up with everything. Normally what I do is I save them by the designer or the creator of the card, and then I just drop everything into those folders, and that lets me know where I got the idea from. Also, if you are interested in the products that I use, please, please, please do go and check out my online store. There'll be a link for that as well. I would certainly appreciate your business. So, thanks again so much. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye bye.